here with Boston Power player Elizabeth Ferrera from Cottage Real Estate in Winthrop. And Elizabeth, we're in a market right now. Inventory's low. There's a lot of competitive bidding situations out there. What's amazing is that you're winning deals with home sale contingencies. How are you doing that?
Well, I think it's really important to make sure that the agent that you choose knows the market for your sale contingency. You've got to put a very attainable and aggressive timeline on it, and make sure that when you put your offer together, that is, the offer is very buttoned up, meaning that you're going to pitch that you're going to have your house on the market within 7 days of an accepted offer. You're going to have it under agreement within 10 days of an accepted offer. And also you're going to make sure that you price it accordingly to the market. And make sure that you pitch to the list agent about your market. What are the average days on market, and what do you expect to sell, how fast do you expect to sell that property? And also, I think it's also important to make sure that you let the other agent know that you will not accept an offer on your own home with a sale contingency, because that just becomes a big domino effect.
So what's interesting here is you're kind of pushing all the agents out there to the next level. It's all about communication and just laying it out there, right? You're not reinventing the wheel, you're just changing, tweaking the way it's communicated. Because when you just go in with a home sale contingency, people don't like unknowns, right?
Correct.
You leave it open to a lot of chance. Whereas here, you're demanding or breaking down timelines, and it's a lot more easy for the seller to conceptualize, take it in, and accept that offer.
Yes, exactly. Especially in a market that is pushing the price tags. Appraisals are starting to become issues. A lot of times with these sale contingencies, people are able to sell a home and put down more money. So I always want to pitch the list agent, hey, look, my sale is going to produce 50% down. So our appraisal is something that we're not going to have to worry about so much. So opposed to someone else that might be coming in with 5% down, now you really got to worry about that appraisal. So do you want to take an offer that is really contingent on the appraisal in a market where we're really pushing numbers right now, or on a sale that is very attainable?
That's a great point. A lot of people don't realize this, but you can offer and get an accepted offer on any number, but if there's financing involved, the bank has to back it up with that value. And where somebody's putting down a low down payment, a lot of times it's because they're trying to create their own bridge, right? Least amount of money out of pocket up front. So when they sell their current home, they'll put more down after the fact, after they sell. But you can create that log jam up front if the number doesn't come in. Here, you're planning it out a little bit better, giving yourself a little bit more flexibility. Great way to structure it with the seller. I love that idea. You're seeing a lot of competitive bids, even though it's technically the winter. I know the weather's cooperating with us, but they're still out there.
Very, very, very competitive. We're seeing probably on a house that's priced correctly, I'm seeing anywhere between 3 to 4 bids. And a lot of them are coming in with very experienced buyers. For Winthrop example, we're getting a lot of buyers from South Boston and Charlestown. And these buyers were really part of the growth of South Boston and Charlestown. So they're ready to bid and drop contingencies as far as a home contingency or an appraisal contingency, knowing that a lot of these numbers are being pushed.
They're educated buyers because they've been through it before. More importantly, what I find interesting is that Winthrop market. It's becoming that next step for a lot of people that have lived in South Boston or Charlestown. Winthrop really is a great next step, awesome option, and you're still very close to the ocean.
Right, we have 7 miles of beaches and we have a great public transportation. I think that was something that was missing for a lot of people for a long time. We've always had a bus system, but we are part of the MBTA. The Charlie card is going to be introduced to our bus system in the spring. And we also have a ferry. So the access to the city is very, very quick. And a lot of these families are probably starting a family, and they're looking at Winthrop saying, okay, look what I can get for the same amount of money that I could spend in Charlestown or South Boston. And they're just looking for that more space. You could get a 3-bedroom for under $700,000 with a yard and a driveway, which is really important for these families that are growing.
And a 10-minute commute to the city.
Exactly.
In regards to the actual real estate landscape of Winthrop, are you seeing a lot of those homes that were originally built in the 60s, 70s, 80s being knocked down and new construction going up? Or is a lot just being converted over?
It's a lot of renovations. We've seen a lot more of people buying a home and then doing a lot of work, gutting these homes and bringing them into, today's standards. We're not finding that sellers are doing that so much. They're kind of letting the next person come in and take that over. So people are still paying a high price for it and then putting a lot of money into it. So I think that's really interesting because the value of these homes have increased so much, and then on top of it, people are coming in and putting $100,000, $150,000 into their home because they see themselves staying in Winthrop.
And that's a great place to live. You're by the ocean, you're close to the city, very convenient to the highway.